5 2 seconds ago.
I need that.
I can look at it for a moment, can't I? Let's open this up. It's weird watching myself currently doing. We're gonna give this a couple seconds. So.
Well, I need to share it to places. So while you're playing, I can't be sharing it.
Gotcha. Here you go.
Thank you.
Share to Harmony's group.
I'm getting there.
Hello, Harmony. Thank you for letting us share videos to your group. Really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. So excited. And I just can't type it. If you're curious, I'm drinking pineapple juice. Not alcohol or anything else that comes in a can. I really like pineapple juice.
Where else do you want to share this to?
All the other ones have to wait for approval.
Oh, so it'll just wait till we get on there. What do you think about light?
I can't see it.
Light. I'm gonna try something.
Here, give me that. Come on, you're waiting. I'm gonna watch and see if anybody joins.
See?
So far, it's just me.
Yes, it is just you.
It is kind of dark, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to see if we could maybe remedy that. What did you do with the light? The light is not where I always kept it.
Let's hang on the other side.
Let's see if maybe, possibly. Are you done with the printer?
Yeah.
We can.
There's only one watching, and it's me. From this.
You're done with the printer. I'm going to turn it off.
Behind, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. The printer can go back with everything else.
I'm logged in as the Florence's page right now watching this show.
It will not show up.
Well, it will if we say something in the comments.
It needs to be on
On the other page?
the other page where it was.
I'll do.
Just like it was.
I didn't change it. You did earlier.
Did I? Can I make this stay? Will it stay? We need to someday get a new one of these. Someday. Let's see if this will help.
Whenever you posted that to Harmony's group, it didn't say anything about it being live. It just looks like an old video.
That is correct.
You should make a comment with it. Oh, you shared it from my phone. Okay.
Can I see that when you're done?
Yeah.
Which is that on?
That's the first channel.
Is it?
I think the camera needs to be closer up. Don't you?
Well, it's
Go to your bed.
farther away in here than it is.
Go to your bed, peeps. Go to your bed. I'll be right back. We need caps.
Chapstick.
I don't know if anybody's going to join us.
Well, that's all right. We're trying to get everything hammered out first, so. We're at a different angle this time.
Come on, people.
Yeah, but I wanted to hear what it sounded like.
Do we have anybody? We're just going to wait a few more minutes before we get started to see if anybody hops on here. This is our first live on this channel. So, and Leonard is excited, aren't you? Meow.
Leonard is excited.
He's thrilled. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, those are not for you, Leonard.
Oh.
Maybe Sunday night is not the best time to do live.
Maybe not.
We'll see.
May not be at all. Well, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sit here.
It's hot?
It's hot.
Are you even in the shop?
I don't know.
Let me go check.
No, it's fine. I'll know here in a minute.
Okay. Leonard, you cannot stay here during this video. Wow, yourself. The video is duck hunting, Leonard, not cat hunting.
Do you want to go cat hunting?
No. He's so cute. Yes, he is. Okay, I see you, but seriously. Well. There's your arm and your puppy go. We're watching this as we're doing this, and it's delayed, so it's kind of weird. Well, what do you think?
Well, let's go ahead and get started.
You're only partially in it, half your face is in it.
That's all right. You're going to be doing the little thing over here, so it's all good. Well, welcome. Welcome to our house. This is our very first live. It's cold outside. Don't know what it's like in your area, but we got some live feed on chat right here, so leave us a comment.
It's
We'd
not
love
cold
to hear
here.
from you. Yeah, it ain't cold here, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to sit right here because it's definitely.
I love it.
It's warm. But tell the people what happened today.
So, when did you find it? First of all, yesterday.
It was yesterday evening. I was actually working on a different video, and I was in between uploads, and I looked, and I just happened to scroll through and find it.
So he was scrolling through Marketplace, our local Marketplace, and he found this lady who's having a purse sale, okay? And he didn't show this to me until today, by the way, like midday, because he kind of forgot. And I said something about ducks, and he's like, oh, ducks. I'm glad you said that. And so, anyway, he found this lady, and she's having a purse sale, and it's going to be in person on Friday, this coming Friday. I have cat hair stuck in my chapstick.
Yeah.
But she was going ahead and, like, selling things on the Marketplace anyway, like, if you wanted to buy it before the sale on Friday. So, she had a lot of Coach and a lot of Dooney, and there's a lot of things I was interested in, but these things, as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, oh, can we buy them all? Can we buy them all? Can we please buy them all? Didn't I?
And we bought them all.
We didn't buy everything she had for sale. I'm still working on a few other things once I get a paycheck this week. Because I am closing in on a couple houses, and so I'll be getting paid. And it was just my birthday, so that's how I'm justifying this. But we bought all of this one thing that she had. All of this one style. And I'm very excited to show it to you. And he's not too keen on me revealing how much we paid for it in case I ever wanted to resell them, but I just can't not tell you because it was just too exciting. And I know that you guys are going to be just as excited.
But wait till the end.
Once you see how.
You gotta wait till the end. You gotta watch all the way to the end. She's gonna reveal the price of what she bought these for at the end.
Yeah, because I don't plan on selling them. If I do get rid of any of them, I'll be passing some to my stepdaughter if she's interested. So, yeah, I don't have a problem telling you how much they were.
Oh, and if you want to see what Sissy's collection is, leave us a comment. Let us know, because we're thinking about building some shelves after I get the closet done in our bedroom. We're thinking about building some shelves so we can put hers out on display. So if you want to see hers, leave us a comment, let us know, and we'll get you a video on that, or maybe a live if this goes over well.
We still have nobody watching currently, but if you're seeing this later after the live is over, please leave a comment about anything. So, okay, as you saw in the thumbnail photo, there are 5 bags. There were 6, but now there's 2 in one bag because I had to use a dust bag for something else I sold. So.
Oh, and you should have heard her getting out of the car. We get home. She goes to get out of the car. She's got all these piled up in front of her, and what does she do? What do you do?
1
Do it.
ducky ducky, 2 ducky ducky, 3 ducky ducky.
The whole time she's counting them as she's picking them up out of the car. So go on.
I don't even know. Okay.
You don't even know which one's in which bag.
First, take a moment. It's like you can see the size here. It doesn't fill up the whole bag. Take a moment to guess what you think is in here.
Yeah, don't reveal it yet.
You got any guesses? Okay. So, pause the video if you're watching this after the live and type your guess. Okay.
And we'll know.
Alright. So, let me see which one this is. It's so exciting. Okay.
Now remember, she bought 6 of the same thing.
It is big duck bags! Oh. Okay. So, these, for you guys who collect vintage Dooney and Brooke, you know that these can be kind of hard to find, for 1. Hard to find in good condition, for 2. And when you do find them, they usually cost a decent amount of money. And we'll get to the money at the end, like you said. But this is a vintage big duck bag in what I believe is taupe. Isn't this one that had the sticker inside?
Yes, it was taupe.
Yes, this one is taupe. And it's in really great condition. I can't find any flaws with this one at all. Other than maybe some darkening here, but that's, normal, even if you're not using them. The cool thing about this is that the lady we bought them from, these were her mother's handbags. Her mom's still alive. She's just, like, parting with stuff, like, downsizing, because she has an obsession like most of you guys and us do. But she's the original owner of these bags. And how cool is that? Like, this has only been with one other person before today.
You successfully bought you 6 used cars that's been one owner's.
So, this is the first one. Okay, I'm going to set that down for a moment. I don't want to do that one just yet. Okay. Okay. The next one is this. And I don't know if the color is coming across on the camera, but this one is Ivy. And I believe it also has a sticker under the flap. And I've never seen this color in person. Yeah, Ivy. For the vintage bags, but it's very, very pretty. And it's also in really good condition, with the exception of, like, it's been stored empty and it's kind of, like, smushied right there a little bit. But otherwise, it's perfectly clean and beautiful. And I don't know if you can see the color, but yeah, it's great. Absolutely great.
You can show them the color after you get them all out.
Original hang tag still on. Awesome. So far we have taupe and Ivy. And these are vintage, okay? Then the last of this grouping of 3 is a navy. And this poor gal must have been that lady's favorite, because she's rough. She's rough. So this D-ring on here is not the original D-ring. It's silver where the rest of their things are brass. So I plan on purchasing 2 brass matching D-rings to replace these. This is supposed to be British tan, like this color. And as you can see, it isn't anymore.
Because the other parts of the trim are British tan. That is just how much is patina.
Like, this is British tan. The piping here is British tan. Like, you can tell in here, all these were supposed to be British tan. But this has been used, grabbed, and stuff so much that it now looks like burnt cedar. So, she needs cleaning. Her pebbled leather is no longer pebbled right here. She's very smooth now. But there's no holes in the piping. There's no wear down through the piping. Like you see on a lot of vintage bags, the inside is clean. Other than just having heavy patina, she's in really good shape. So this will be one that I don't have to be careful with, because it's already been very well loved and by the same person for many years. How cool is that? Hang tag in place. So yeah, so we've got the taupe, the Ivy, and the navy. So next, we've got 3 more. And they're all duck bags. However, you guys know that Dooney remade a lot of the old vintage bags. And so she also had 3 of the remakes. And after I show you these, we're going to go through the differences between the vintage and the new. So this one is black, isn't it? Yeah, it looks black. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes with the lighting. So this is what she looks like. So cute. Black and British tan. And I'm getting a pile of ducks here.
Alright.
Then we have the red, and this is also the remake as well. Back pockets, all that. And then we have brown. I'm not sure what the official color name is for this brown.
It looks caramel.
It's kind of like, yeah. Oh, so that strap's not attached. Let's see if there's a sticker. There's not a sticker anywhere in here or anything to tell you what the color name is, but it's brown and brown, basically. So, yeah. So we've got 3 vintage Big Duck bags and 3 of the remake Big Duck bags, which is super exciting. Well, I'll just leave the strap out of this one because I'll use it to show you the difference. So, before I get to the most exciting part, being the price, we're going to go through the differences between the vintage and the remix. Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'll use the taupe one since it's the lightest color. Now my straps are sticking together, and you can really tell. So with the vintage bags, the first difference that we're going to point out here is the hang tag. So, or fob, or whatever you want to call it. On the vintage, it's literally just a piece of brass attached to a piece of leather. Could I borrow your hand, sir?
Yep. Say hello to Holly.
Hi, Holly. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy that you're watching.
Hope
Yay.
you enjoyed that key case.
People are watching us. Oh, you're the one.
Holly was the one
contest
that
winner.
won the first key case.
Yay. Holly is such a loyal, that's the word I was looking for, loyal subscriber and a loyal watcher, and we're so happy that you're with us for our very first live. Thank you. So the other bag, the remake, the difference in the hang tag is that it has a piece of leather in behind the brass. So we'll look at the two here together. So you see the fob part, the brass part is exactly the same from one to the other. They kept the style, but then they just added this piece of leather as a backer, which I think looks really nice. You know, it just kind of like gives it a more expensive kind of look, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've also used a different type of leather. This is like that thin, one consistent piece kind of style. This one is knotted. It's like a shoestring shaped leather that's knotted at the end. The back, they both have the exterior pockets. However, the vintage has an extra piece of trim here over the pocket where the remake does not. It's just smooth and then into the pocket. On the bottom, the vintage does not have anything on the bottom. The remakes have the piece of leather all the way around the bottom as a trim. I'm not sure why they added that. It's nice. I don't have a preference one way or the other. Okay, so then let's move on to the inside.
Let's give a shout out to Black Seal.
Black.
Sorry if we mispronounced that, but thanks for watching.
Okay, hello Miss Black. I'm just going to call you that because I don't want to mispronounce anything. Thank you so much for joining us. So here is the inside of the vintage. If you're familiar with vintage Janie and Burke, you know that all of the inside of their bags are nothing but raw leather. So there is just raw leather head to toe, except with the exception of this pocket that they've attached on the back, just a small slip pocket. The inside of the remake is that really nice, thick cotton gingham type look. It's the pink and white, which I really like this lining that they have put into a lot of their bags because it's easy to see everything, and you know it's different. I don't know, it's just something different from the red that they usually use. And then on the inside of the remakes, they have a tiny little zip pocket on the back and a tiny little slip pocket on the front. What in the name of sense you'd put in there, I have no idea. Unless it would be like me and you carry chapstick all over the place wherever you go. It would be a really good hole for chapstick or slide some cash down in there. So I plan to use these for like going yard sailing and when I'm just carrying cash and keys and phone and that's it. My phone will not fit all the way in these bags. I have an iPhone SE, and what I usually do is stick the phone down here in the back pocket. It sticks up to about here. I would show you, but we're kind of using it at the moment. But yeah, those are the differences between the vintage and the remake. Looking at
Holly asked if they are the same size between the vintage
great question,
and
Holly.
the remake.
Let's do that comparison. I hadn't even thought to address that. Before I do though, let's take a look from the front. Just from the front, if you couldn't see the bottom or the hang tag, they look exactly the same. So I appreciate how Dooney, when they remade this, brought back all the charm of the original bag. So let's take a look at the size. I'm going to just line them up
You
like
want tape?
this. No, we'll just line them up like this for a
No
nice
tape.
visual. Oh, let me make sure I got it exactly.
And no piece of leather is going to be cut exactly 100% the same.
Okay, so from the front, you can see that the vintage sticks up just a little bit higher, and that could be me not holding it exactly, but it looks pretty level on the bottom. From the side, maybe I should show the other side where the hang tags won't be in the way. From the side, it looks like they are pretty much exactly the same size. I mean, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're close, but you're gonna have differences between bags.
Yeah.
They're not all gonna be cookie cutter exactly perfect.
But there's not enough difference to where I can really notice and where I could even say that one's larger than the other.
Yeah.
Let's take the ends like this. Now it looks like the remake may be a little deeper by a tiny, tiny bit, but not enough to really notice. So it looks to me like overall they have kept the same size. I want to say the navy. Hold this for a second.
Like I said, the vintage looks a little bit bigger.
It does, in height-wise, for sure. The vintage looks a little bit bigger. Now, these are both vintage right here, but I wanted to show you that, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like the opening to the navy is smaller than the opening to the tote, and these are both vintage bags. And I have seen other navies, not in person, but on the Facebook groups and stuff, that where the navy looks smaller than the other colors for some reason. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but you never know. So let's take a look at the openings.
Do we need to get the tape?
We can. Let's look at the openings real quick, though. So, here's what the openings look like versus, I feel like the remake opens farther, because this is definitely more flexible leather than the vintage.
Yeah, this is a lot stiffer leather.
Yeah, and so it opens farther. It's got more play in it, where, so you can kind of pull it back like this and get your hand in there a little bit better than in here. This one is less closed in like here. I don't know how, my words are not coming out how they are in my head, but.
I still like the feel of the vintage ones better. The vintage ones feel like a lot better quality, a lot better cut of leather than the new remakes.
And the pebbles.
I'll get tape. Watch out.
I feel like the pebbled leather on the vintage bag is a bigger pebble, if that makes sense, than on the remake, which again would make the remake softer, because in my experience the smaller pebbles, the more flexible the leather. As far as if I have a preference, I like them both, but I'd really have to say I like the vintage just because I know this has been around for so long, and there's something really special about opening that up and feeling that raw leather.
Well, no,
So he's going to do our
back to be the
measurements here.
tallest. Alright, vintage, height.
9? Not 9,
No,
6. I was looking the wrong direction.
About 6 inches on the height.
So,
Remake,
a little over
just
6.
a hair over 6.
Like 6 1/4, roughly.
Well, it'll be about 6 1/8. I need to teach you how to read.
I'm looking at it from an angle.
About 6 1/8.
So this one is taller.
Yeah. Let's
by
go
some.
width. Let's do width from piping to edge. Yeah, from piping to piping, you're looking at about 2.5 inches. Now that's not including the flap. The only thing I'm doing here is from the piping to here is about 2.5 inches.
And that's on the vintage.
That's on the vintage. Now this one is 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
So your thickness is the same that way. Height, this one's just a shade bigger. What else are we gonna do? Width?
Yeah, width. Sure. Let's go across the back so it's easier to see.
About the farthest part. You're looking, man, just almost 6 inches. Almost. Like an 1/8 of an inch short of 6 inches. And the vintage was, man, just right at 6 inches. I mean, it is right there, right at 6 inches. So this one, the vintage, is a little wider than the remake, but the remake is taller than the vintage.
You can kind of tell that the vintage is wider when you look at them side by side like this across the back. I do appreciate this extra bit of trim here that they did on the vintage, but overall, I think that they did a pretty good job capturing the vibe and the character of the vintage piece in the new bag, adding those modern features up. Another feature that I didn't go over, and this is silly, I laughed when I saw it. You know how, Dooney has keykeepers in most all their bags to help you not lose your keys. Now, if you lose your keys in this, you're a special kind of person, and you probably shouldn't have keys. But they have included a key keeper. And let me just untangle the knot that someone has put in this real quick.
Holly said, I like the trimming on the vintage. It looks more classy.
It does. Holly, you're exactly right. I appreciate that trimming. They put some trimming on the modern bag, but it's not the same. Like, there's just something special about that one across the back. But the key keeper, in case you would happen to lose your keys in this 6-inch bag, they've included this ridiculously long strip of leather.
Wait, we gotta tape it. Ready?
Wait, you're not even measuring from where it's attached to the bag either. Like, okay, I'll put my finger about where it is.
Oh, it's right there?
Right here.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's tape it. Alright, folks, here we go. Well, if we go to the clasp, it is 12 inches long. If we go to the clasp, look at there, 12 inches.
A 12-inch
In a
piece
6-inch
of leather to help you not lose your keys in a tiny 6-inch bag. I mean, seriously, like, this key keeper honestly takes up a lot of room in the bottom of your bag, man. It's
What?
weird. I don't know. I just find it silly. So, hey, Jimmy, if you ever see this video, maybe a shorter key keeper in
Hey,
such
what
a
was
tiny
the
bag.
vintage one?
What do you mean?
What was it?
There is no key keeper in vintage
Oh!
bags. They didn't start doing that until later. So
See, I
let's-
don't know everything.
Let's see if the straps are any different.
I am a man, and I do not know everything.
So this is...
You want to do this one?
Let me make sure that that really is a modern strap. In case she accidentally got the straps.
Well, I know this is a vintage strap. Look at the rivets on it.
Okay.
So this strap is vintage.
This is a vintage strap that was on the modern bag. So somehow the straps are messed up. Or confused with one another. Okay.
That is a modern strap.
This is a modern strap.
That one doesn't have,
This red one's a
rivets on
modern strap. So one of these straps
is on the wrong
is
bag.
on the wrong bag. Not that one. No?
So she put a vintage strap. She somewhere that lady has a
Has a modern strap
Modern
floating
strap.
around. Because this bag came to me with a vintage strap on it. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because it's all brown. So we'll stick this in here and we'll compare the strap from the red one because it is a modern strap. Alright.
Black says I usually cut the key keepers out of my small bags.
Yeah, see, if I end up keeping these permanently, I'll probably do that because it's pointless.
Holly said that's ridiculously long.
Yes,
Cut it out for more space.
You guys, I have
12
to say,
inches!
like, this is our first live, and the fact that you two are commenting and, like, interacting with us, this is so much fun.
Hey, what
It's
hole are
really
you going to?
Hang on, I'm complimenting our subscribers. It's really fun, though. Like, I seriously appreciate you guys sticking along in this with us and commenting and going back and forth. It's really a lot of fun. We're thinking about doing more live. For one, we don't have to edit the video after we film it, and just to interact with you guys is really cool. So, alright, back to the situation at hand. So, let's check this one too, make sure it's... Okay. So, here we've got a modern strap, and it looks like a regular Dooney 2-part strap. There's nothing different, nothing special. They did keep the yellow stitching to go with the yellow stitching of the vintage. There's no little rivet things anywhere. Now, the brass is a different color. Is that one shiny too? Yeah. So the vintage has more of a brushed. I can't say brushed. Brass. Very easy. Try that. It's hard. And then the new one is more polished, shiny, jewelry looking stuff. So then you see also that the vintage has this signature rivet there, which is one way that we Dooney lovers tell if a bag is authentic or not when we're looking at them online on Poshmark or something. And then the buckle. See, now I don't know if they're all like this on the vintage. There are two different kinds of vintage straps I've noticed. And I used to have two of these duck bags that I bought from Harmony a while back, and I sold them and I regretted it, which is why I was so excited to find these. But the two different kinds of vintage straps were just based on how they connected. This one is a standard buckle with a little stick, if you know what this is called. Tell me. This one has like the button that pops through the hole, and the buckle part is curved. But so that's the two types of vintage straps. But then when we're looking at the modern, it also just has a standard buckle with a little hole hooky stick. So, but no rivets.
No rivets.
Nothing like that. Now the thickness, I'll put the vintage one in the back so you can hopefully see. Well, maybe you can't see it very well. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but the vintage strap does stick out a little farther. It's a little thicker, which you might be able to notice side by side. Not by much. The modern strap is thicker. It also, the vintage has the blackish, brownish, like darker colored edge coat, and the modern has that edge coat that they put on a lot of navy and chestnut bags that has that red hue to it.
And that red hue throws a lot of things off. Like your little Nano, the edge coat almost looks purple
But
compared to the
on
chestnut.
The navy. So that is the difference between the vintage and the modern straps. Overall, they give the same vibe. And I don't think, unless you're people like us and like you guys, I don't think you're going to notice the difference just being the average person. So, yeah, like, overwhelming, huh?
Thank you for the compliment, Holly. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
what'd she say?
She said, I do appreciate your knowledge and interest, Andy.
Aww.
My husband also takes interest in my purses and helps me pick them.
That's so fun. It's really cool when you're married to somebody that can enjoy this stuff with you. I know that a lot of men are just like, oh, my wife has so many purses and I don't understand and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I feel like a part of being married is taking an interest in each other's hobbies. A genuine interest, not just pretending that you like something. But when we went to go buy these today, and the lady was showing us pictures of other vintage bags that she has that I'm going to try to get a hold of, Andy was naming off the names of the bags, and she's like, wow, you're good. You really know your dooney. And I just thought it was funny. So, yeah, it's really nice to have somebody
But, as much as I love her, and as much as we do this together and I am still a guy. And when I seen the amount of money that left her wallet today in the fashion of bill after bill after bill after bill, I went, Lord help me.
Oh, okay.
Lord help me.
He was freaking out about that. Yet, I can count, let's see, I've got my Alto Camilla up there. That cost $600. That he bought for me. Alto Fina. That he bought for me. So when it's his idea, it's totally fine. When it's my idea, we're like, wait a minute. Who else is like that? Anybody else? Their husband, it has to be their idea for it to be the greatest idea on planet Earth.
Just wait. I'm going to be spending some money this summer, because when the honeybees come in and the new rototiller comes in, oh yeah. Just remember.
No, that's different.
Remember how.
You can use those things, I guess, to live. So, okay, I bet you're dying now to know how much was spent on these things. I'm trying to get all the straps put together, like in the bags, and I'm gonna like hold them all up here for you. I'm gonna try. Anyway.
And if the colors didn't come across good, guys, I'm going to, at the end of this, after we get done having our little coffee time, enjoying time with you, I'm going to kind of pan with the light next to them so we can get a better idea of what the colors is.
Okay, I'll just show them one at a time right now before we go over the price. So again, this was the navy in what is now burnt cedar, what used to be British tan, but I don't mind. I actually like it, and I think it's really special that it was loved so well by one person for so long. So navy, and here, let's see, we'll go through all the vintage first. And this is the ivy, so I don't know if you can tell the difference in the camera. I can see it now, and hopefully that ring light is helping some, telling the difference in the colors. So ivy is beautiful. If you can ever get your hands on a green vintage bag, they're gorgeous. So, yeah.
We'll have to get Sissy's Surrey out. Or maybe hers was fur.
I don't know, but
I
it's
bet
green
Sissy's
too.
was fur.
And then here's the taupe. It's kind of like, the initial way I want to describe it is gray mud, but it's better than that. So, anyway, those are the three vintage. I need more arms.
Yes, Holly, she got all 6 of these today.
From the same person!
From the same person at one time.
Yeah.
Oh, my wallet.
So,
I felt my wallet.
oh, stop it. Here's the 3 vintage. Navy, ivy, and taupe. So, okay. And then a last look at the moderns. We've got whatever color brown this is.
I think it's caramel.
Chocolate, caramel, brown, something or other. Red and black. So those are the new ones. And guys, are you ready?
I think they're ready.
You ready?
Put them off long enough.
For the price. I can't wait to tell you. Oh. Stop acting like it's a big deal. Okay, so all 6 of these. 3 vintage. 3 modern. Do you think they're ready? Ooh.
Yes, they're ready.
$45 each. So, for 6 duck bags, 3 vintage, 3 modern, $270. For 6 of them! 6!
It really wasn't that bad.
How
I
many
was
have
kind
you
of
seen,
amazed.
you vintage lovers? How many have you seen in the groups or on Poshmark that one bag is $270 or more, depending on the color, and the condition might not even be that good? $45 each, can you believe it? So that's why as soon as I saw the picture that he showed me, I'm like, can we go buy them all? Like today. Like now.
And we did. Right after church, we left church and started messaging the lady, and we drove 45 minutes from our house to go get them today.
$45 a piece. Like, I'll never find this again. Never. And she's got other vintage bags that I'm going to try to get this week after I get paid again. So, I mean, and they're all very fair prices. Her mom is cleaning out her collection, and I'm like, go ahead. Is
And like you said, whatever you don't have or don't use or don't want, Sissy might want them, so we can put them in her collection.
I just think they're awesome. They're so cute. So cute. And I saw a collection of duck bags on Poshmark not too long ago. I think there was like 6 or 8 of them. And they wanted, of course they were all vintage, but the price was over $1,000.
Oh, where's the stuff? I don't know that they know about the one that I got for you last year. Where's all the stuff at for yours?
Yeah, I'll show you this. Well,
so,
the box is under the house, but let me be right back real quick. I just need to run in the next room and I'll show you this other duck bag I have.
So, to give you guys a little, for those of you that don't know, if you haven't seen it, which some of you may have, the vintage videos that I got for Angie last year, I found her a vintage, brand new with tags, in the original packaging, in the original box, untouched, uncarried, bone and British tan duck bag.
And here she is. So this has been on my display shelf above our bed, which is kind of serves as our headboard of sorts. Because I'm not allowed to carry this one because of everything he just described. Because it still had the tags on it. It's never been used. It came with the box, like everything original, and that's fine. And that's why I wanted other duck bags so that I could actually carry some. But here's the bone that he got me for my birthday and last year. It's so pretty. It really is untouched. I mean, nothing has been touched.
They've never been carried.
That's the strap that I just took out of there. But here's the, I can get it out of the pocket, the tag. The original tag from wherever store it was purchased from. It was it was $135 originally back in whenever this was made. But yeah, that's the original tag that was on it. So this is really cool and it's very special. And I'm fine with leaving this up on the shelf because I know that we'll never find something like this again. I mean, the brass
hang tag
is perfect. Everything is perfect. Look how gorgeous that is. We'll never find another one like this.
Yes, I was picky about it. I told her she wasn't allowed to carry it.
But it's a beautiful shelf piece, and it's something I can pass down to his daughter one day if she ends up being into bags like we are. So, or when I die, they can be sold and money donated to charity or something like that if she doesn't want them. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna go put this back real quick.
Black said, does that colored bone ever get any color transfer from jeans for dark color clothing. I don't own any bone because I'm afraid of that.
That's a good point. So that particular bag I have never carried, but I have owned other vintage bags in the bone color. And as far as the vintage leather, I don't really recall ever having any issues with color transfer. It's some heavy duty stuff. Like if you want to practice with a white bag or a bone bag, try a vintage. And you can find them on Poshmark. Bone is a really common color. They're easy to find, and they're usually fairly inexpensive, especially for some of the styles that are really popular. So try it. I mean, you're not going to hurt anything, especially if you buy one that's already well loved. That's how I try to do things. If I want to try something for the first time and I'm kind of afraid to spend the money, then I'll find one that's really beat up, and then I'll experiment with that. But as far as if you use the cleaner and conditioner, we use Apple brand.
Absolutely.
Products.
Apple brand and Apple
use the
Guard.
Apple Guard spray on anything first, you're not going to have really an issue at all. And if you do, just use the leather cleaner and it usually comes right off. So I've not had any problems.
What video was that? We did a video with the Nano where we talked about where it got caught in the rain in Columbus.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we did a video. But either way, I have a Florentine Nano satchel. And we were in Columbus at the mall and got caught in a horrible rainstorm. And it...
Oh, Holly's got to go.
Oh, bye, Holly.
See you, Holly.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us.
It got caught in a horrible rainstorm, and the whole thing was covered in raindrop stains, and we thought it was going to be ruined forever. But it dried perfectly, beautifully, like nothing ever happened. And I had sprayed it with the Apple Guard spray. So try that, and I don't think you'll have any issues.
All right. Is that everything?
I think that's everything. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It's been a lot of fun, and we hope to do another live video like this. The next one we've thought about doing, we have a lot of stuff for sale, and we really need to get it moving. So please comment below whether you're watching this now or whether you're watching this later after it's already been published, if you would be interested in us doing a live vlog sale. That's something we've talked about, and we've got just a lot of stuff that needs to go. So.
Yep, we've got Florentine, we've got new Pebble collection, we've got some Dylan that needs to go. We've got all kinds of Dooney stuff that we've got to get gone because we need to get some new stuff in here for some new review videos. So, excuse me. Sorry, coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee time.
Well, thanks again, guys, for watching. It's been a lot of fun, so I'm really glad we did this.
We'll lay them out there, and we'll show them a close-up with a little better, hopefully a little better light. And then we're out of here.
Okay. The vintage is going to be on the bottom. The new stuff is going to be on the top, just for reference here. So, there you are. Feast your eyes and enjoy.
Oh man, boy, that's kind of hard to get the right color.
How about I bring the light over?
This is black. This is the remake black. Yeah, it does help. That's red. British tan remake. I'm thinking that's caramel. Ladies, if I'm wrong, tell me. It looks caramel. We had a key case in here that was caramel. But if I'm wrong, tell me. Let me know. Now this is the vintage. This is the ivy.
Look how pretty that is.
That is a nice color. Ivy. I like the interior of the vintage. I like the interior of the vintage better than...
That's gorgeous.
Than the remake. But I'm a leather guy, so... And then this is your taupe. Taupe vintage. And this is the wore out navy. Talk about wore out. Look how smooth that leather is.
But it's still great.
It's still great. Nice and soft and squishy. But it is no longer pulled in some places. It is wore out. But this is the navy vintage. All right, guys. Well, we're happy to have you with us. We're glad you got to join us, and we'll see y'all next time.